Morning y'all, as per usual, please don't ask what my hair is doing. I do not know, I have no control over it. Also, this video is sponsored by the Raylo shippers that told me to make my bed after my last video. I'm not gonna do that because you just sleep in it at the end of the day, so what's the goddamn point? We've got bigger fish to fry, you know, whatever you feel about Raylo, whatever you feel about The Last Jedi, I am appealing to you now. We have far bigger things that can be summed up in 5 words. 5 terrible words. That is Solo, a Star Wars story. Oh my god. In case you've been living under a rock and you have no idea what I'm talking about, Disney has had in production for a while. I'm assuming it's finished production now. I mean, but that's iffy because the production has been a cluster biff. But they've had a Han Solo movie that they were making. Like, I think they announced it like 2 years ago or something. They announced it ages ago. And yesterday they released the official trailer for it. If I seem like really like in this video, it's because this whole concept makes me mad. So let's start from the top. Why not start from the top? So this movie has just about got the stupidest name for a film that I have ever heard. Now, anyone who knows me in real life, they'll know I'm a bit of a title hoe. I have been known to literally read books simply because I like the title, or go and see movies simply because I really like the title. I find that people who can come up with good titles tend to come up with good stories. I'm making a diss track on the Han Solo movie. I'm making a diss track about the Han Solo movie.
Hey, you know what you should do?
What?
Do the same description as I described Maze Runner film.
Which was?
Remember, if you take a poo and then you put it in the microwave on high for 2 minutes, and then take that poo and then you put it in the dirtiest river in India, and then you take that poo out and you dry it off again, and then put it on the dirtiest dish plate you have, and put that dish plate of poo in your least favourite film, and that would be a Grammy Award winning film compared to Han Solo trailer. Yeah, it's about that right back.
Yep.
Good luck with it.
Thank you. And what frustrates me about the title of this Han Solo movie is that, you know, Disney has some of the best creators in Hollywood on their payroll. They've got like J.J. Abrams, Taika Waititi, Ava DuVernay. Like, they have so many good creative people who make wonderful stories. And yet, after 2 years in total of pre-production, production, and post, like, I'm just going to try and imagine how this conversation went down between the Disney executives. They want to make a solo Han Solo movie. So, what shall we call it? Whatever shall we call it? Oh my god, you know, I don't know. What about something like Han Solo and the Soulless Money Grab? Or what about just Soulless Money Grab? A Star Wars story. No, I don't think that's quite right, yes. No, how about this? How about we sit on it for a few years and see what we come up with? Huh? Yes? Alright, yeah. Good idea, good plan, you know. I think it'll just come to us, you know? It'll just come to us. Oh my god, I think I've got it. I've got it. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? It's been 2 years, old chap. I've been ready for ages. Why don't we call it Solo? Do you get it? Because it's like a solo, like it's like solo because it's solo, but also it's solo because it's solo. So it works on like all these different levels. It's like so deep. My god, man. You sir, are a genius. Oh my god, get that man an Oscar or $1 million pay rise or something of that nature. I can't, I need to let, why? But we're not even halfway there and why I hate this movie. Okay, this film straight up is cursed. We shall hitherto after call it the soulless cursed movie. So this cursed, soulless conglomerate of garbage. It had a cluster shit in production. It changed directors. I think it had about 6 different directors. I think it had at least 3 different directors. It had, I think, at least 10 months worth of reshoots, and then it also had some recasting. Like, if you have to reshoot for months on end, and if you change directors 6 times, and then the best casting that you've got is Emilia Clarke. Some things that just, they give you so many signs and you haven't noticed it. And while we're here, let's just talk about this casting, shall we? Let's talk. Let's talk, darling. Let's talk. I can't do it right. Let's talk about this hideous casting. So I don't know what this main guy's name is. I've seen him in quite a few films. I really liked him in the Beautiful Creatures film they made. I actually love Beautiful Creatures, the movie. I think it's a really good script, even if it's not like executed well. I also liked him in Hail Caesar. He was good again as a sort of southern hick. Like, you know, he's cool. He's a cool guy. And then when they announced him as Han Solo, I was sort of like, what? I felt almost dead inside. The level of apathy that I felt for the boiled egg man being cast as Han Solo was unparalleled to any apathy that I'd heretofore experienced. And it's not that I think he's a bad actor, I'm just really uninterested in anyone but Harrison Ford playing Han Solo. So Harrison Ford was like 29, 30 when he got the part of Han Solo. So he wasn't like an old man, like he wasn't in his 40s or anything. And yet, they've cast, to play the young version of Han Solo, ladies and gentlemen, they have cast a 27-year-old. I think he's 27. Regardless, he's only like 2 years or something. 2 years younger. Like, if I do see it, I get an explanation as to how this boiled egg man becomes Harrison Ford in the space of 2 years. Like, that's some heck of a sci-fi technology there. Like, if we can all look like Harrison Ford, why don't we do it? Also, with Emilia Clarke's casting, like, look, Emilia Clarke is a good Khaleesi, but apart from that, I've not seen her in anything where I've gone, wow, acting. All the things I've seen her in, I've gone, yeah, okay, you really only got this part because of Khaleesi, didn't you? But yes, I really don't think that she's a good actress, and I'm really getting real tired of Kathleen Kennedy. She's like one of the big execs for Star Wars at Disney. She is a racist. She is not a very nice woman. She did not want John Boyega to be cast in The Force Awakens. She did not want Kelly Marie Tran to be cast in The Last Jedi. And all of the people that she casts are literally mini-me's of her. God knows I love Daisy Ridley and can sometimes tolerate Natalie Portman, but Kathleen Kennedy, she really is only interested in brunettes who are white playing characters in Star Wars, which is ludicrous because it's literally a made-up fantasy galaxy. Like, people could literally look like anything, but this is the image she's choosing to promote as beautiful and feminine and human. Now let's get to the actual trailer, shall we? Because, you know, I did watch the trailer this morning, and, you know, I was disgusted. And the fact that it took them 2 years to get this generic piece of shit onto the screen, like, just makes me really angry. I think it's Woody Harrelson, and he's like, I'm getting a team together. It cuts to boiled egg, and then it cuts to Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, which is probably the only thing that remotely interests me about this film. I think the thing about Han Solo's character growth that we love, and I'm talking strictly about the original trilogy, is we love it because he goes from being this selfish, devilish, life-risking, sometimes a bit assholey, to this, eventually, a loving husband and friend and general and rebel. Like, he really becomes a warrior. The best part about Han is that he's human, you know, he's not a Jedi, he's not a princess, he's just an ordinary bloke. And I'm not really interested in seeing how he got to his lowest point, with him owing Jabba money and going to betray Luke and, you know, being mean to Princess Leia. And I'm really not interested in seeing how he got to the low point, because his whole journey is about how he gets to become a new and better person, and that's the good part. At the end of the day, I really feel like Disney does not give a shit about Han Solo. And I've known this, and I should have known this from the moment they killed him. The thing about The Force Awakens, as much as I adore it, and you'll know that I adore J.J. Abrams, I adore that entire film, I didn't mind Han Solo dying. As heartbreaking as it was, I didn't mind, because it seemed like a necessary sacrifice. It was a sacrifice that meant that Rey and Finn were forever going, like, he was the martyr. He's the martyr that the rebellion needed. But more or less, they killed Han Solo. They killed him, well, actually murdered him, in order to cement the loyalties of our current trilogy. And I didn't mind that concept as much as it broke my heart. I didn't mind it because, you know, we did need something to like break us. What I was not a fan of, and I started seeing this with The Last Jedi, I was not a fan of them just sort of going like, yeah, we're not going to talk about Han anymore. You know, Luke especially talked about Obi-Wan a lot, even after Obi-Wan had died. The idea that Leia, you know, the love of her life would be killed and then she'd sort of just never talk about it, and then, like, look, I'm not saying Leia wouldn't be strong, and of course Leia would soldier through and she would do her damn job, but, like, it was really odd to me that she never brought up Han's death in the last. It was really odd. Like, I sat there, I was like, not to be that person, but your husband died. Like, literally. And especially because The Last Jedi was set literally, like, 2 days after The Force Awakens. So, like, you know, it's still pretty fresh. Again, not her fault. Shitty writer's fault. But I really was not comfortable with the way that not only Han was handled as a character, but also how the other characters handled his departure. I didn't like it because it felt like they were just sort of like, yeah, sweep him under the rug, we're done. I know that it's important to learn that even your heroes have their down points and their low points. But for me, there was something especially sad. There is something incredibly sad about the fact that this new trilogy refuses to give the old trio any kind of closure about what happened to them. It can barely manage to explain to us what happened to them in that 30 years. Finding out that Han and Leia weren't together anymore in The Force Awakens was really upsetting. It felt like finding out that, like, my mum and dad had been divorced and I never knew. Like, it was really hard. And I feel really sad that they turned Han into this estranged, lost person. Like, basically became the person that he was when he met Luke and Leia. Like, before he learnt to love them and learnt to be like a good dude. And even the sacrificing himself for Kylo, like, that's a trick. It's not real. Like, he thought he was genuinely gonna bring Kylo home. So not even in his death do we get closure for Han, or does Han get closure for himself. You know, he's killed in cold blood. There is nothing about his life that is what we, the audience, or he himself envisioned. And we never get any, oh, but at least this, that. And this is what angers me about the Solo movie, because at the end of the day, Disney decided that they could do Han Solo better than what Han Solo had been. Even though Han Solo was arguably the most iconic character in Star Wars, Disney decided that they could do it better, and so they just destroyed Han Solo's character, then actually killed him, then they revamped him so they could justify whatever shitty characterization that they wrote in the future. And that's all that Solo is going to be. Because if Disney actually gave a shit about Han Solo, or the culture, like, of love around Han Solo, then they wouldn't have killed him. They wouldn't have destroyed his character. They would have written it better. You know, okay, fine. Harrison Ford doesn't want to be Han Solo anymore? Fine. Find a way to write him out that doesn't completely, like, shit all over him and his legacy, maybe. But I tell you what, making a movie about Han Solo with a boiled potato as the lead and Emilia Clarke as the love interest, like that's almost insulting. I'm angry. I'm angry that they expect me to be invested in a character that they clearly did not care about. It's like someone someone who hates me, making a movie about me, about how wonderful I am. Why would anyone see that? But I love Han Solo, and I hate the idea of this movie. This is such a soulless cash grab, and Han deserves better. I know that Harrison Ford doesn't care that much about Han Solo, but I do. Luke does. Leia did. So I'm not really interested, Disney. Thanks but no thanks for your version of Han Solo that is cut off from all the things that made him a good and better character. And I'm really good on the whole idea of the original trio being Star Wars is about family, and what you've basically done is gone and said these characters don't deserve to have the family that they built, and I'm not interested. And I know it's a fictional character, and I know that this is probably going to be misconstrued, like, go and read a book or smell the flowers. Like, I'm allowed to be angry about Han Solo. I'm allowed to be angry about seeing the characters that I love and have loved since I was a kid being completely trashed for the sake of profit. So I'm gonna go because I'm done talking about this movie. Up next on this channel, catch me telling you why the prequels are actually not as bad as The Last Jedi. Thank you guys, thank you very much. Tell me your thoughts on Solo. Are you gonna see it? Are you not gonna see it? Or are you like me? Hashtag not my Han Solo, because that boiled potato is not my Han Solo. Thanks guys, bye.